Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to another episode of Trudge Report. This is a recovery-based podcast, but don't worry. If you're not sober or getting ready to not be sober like Cory, we talk about plenty of other things, including sports, trending topics, and a good bit of nonsense. My name is Sean and I am your host. I'm joined by my good friends and fellow trudgers, Bill, Cory, and Greg. Please remember to listen on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Videos will still be posted each week so you can watch episodes on YouTube and Facebook. But as always, please be sure to download on your listening platforms. Remember to like and subscribe on all social media outlets with the handle @TrudgeReportPod. We are brought to you by Stella Mix Podcast Management and our wonderful producer and editor, Miss Janine Stella, who is absent in attendance tonight, but she's with us in spirit as always. Gentlemen, good evening. Happy Monday before the Super Bowl. Cory, did you touch base with the Eagles administration, make sure everybody landed okay in New Orleans? Everybody's good. They got what they need. How's the team looking?
No joke. I was aware probably 20 minutes after they landed in New Orleans. I was aware that they were there safely.
Well, I think America was kind of.
Whatever. I was aware.
That was after Cory was.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it was definitely after I was. What do you want from me, Sean? Do you want me to talk?
That was a serious question. Have you touched base with, the general manager and Eagles ownership just to see, like, you're the liaison, aren't you?
You know what I did today, guys?
Real question.
You want to know what I did today? This is how we know it's going too far. I watched a good amount of the 2018 Eagles parade today while I was working, and I was just watching some of the speeches, which, by the way, are piss poor. Everybody except for Jason Kelce did a terrible job. They just come up to the mic, Philadelphia, and then say something stupid. Give me a hell yeah, whatever. And which Jason Kelce also did, but it was like 15 minutes longer and much better, and it'll make me cry if I watch it. So I did that today. I'm not really that proud of it, but I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. I got this Barkley jersey. This shit.
You get a
Very
Charles
nice.
Barkley jersey.
What?
Charles Barkley jersey would be better.
Who's that?
A Gnarls Barkley.
He's a basketball player. He played for the 76ers at one point.
Yeah, I know who he is, but I don't recognize basketball as a sport because they're a bunch of pussies.
Oh, shots fired.
I mean,
Charles
seriously,
Barkley would
dude.
give it to you.
Yeah, you're
dude.
right.
He would give you
No,
the
you're right.
hands,
They're not as supreme athletic talented as you are, Cory. You're absolutely right.
I don't know. Well, I can
Charles Barkley would mop the floor with you.
I
He
can
would
throw a
just-
football over those mountains, but I've said that 3 times now on this podcast. But yeah, I don't know what to say. But anyway, yeah. No.
It's a
Okay.
different sport, different set of skills.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna say. I don't know. It might not be basketball entirely, but like this bullshit about how Joel Embiid can just sit out for like fucking 11 games for what reason again? He's hurt. What is he hurt with?
He's got knee inflammation.
Actually,
Whatever.
way more than 11, but yeah.
More than 11 at this point. Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk like career? It's the number is very close to half of the games that he has had in his career. He's sat out of.
What a little like.
He's definitely he's not an anomaly because load management is a real thing as we've depicted on this podcast, but
Yeah.
he's on the far end of that spectrum. Most players are not like that.
Load management is how you end up divorced, all right? Load management is a bunch of BS. And Joel Embiid, I've been saying this before it was trendy. He's the softest dude who talks the most amount of crap I've ever seen in my life. The dude is absolutely soft, never shows up in the big game.
Well, he can.
I'm glad he's in Philly.
I used to try to like counter that and back Joel Embiid up, but
You
I
did.
can't anymore. I agree,
Yeah.
Bill. I agree.
He seceded. Today's
It's
the
to
day.
a point.
Too much.
I mean, but like that's the thing is you have a guy like that, even a guy like Kawhi, even at this stage in his career, is when the dudes are healthy and on the court and playing full games, insanely talented. But it's like I said before, it's like me going to my boss and being like, hey, I'm going to take half the week off, but I still want my pay and I'm not going to use any PTO. How's that
Yeah.
sound?
We don't have contracts like they do, so
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. Basketball's not real, but apparently you guys started an offshoot Trudge Report about basketball, so
it's
whatever.
real.
I guess
it's real.
It was actually called
enough.
a mini-sode. You can watch that on YouTube if you got an extra
Right.
15 minutes to spare.
Yeah.
It's real. Basketball world is in upheaval right now.
The group conscious
Yes.
does not exist.
Yes.
That's good. That's what we're talking about tonight.
Good. You guys are self-will run riot, even though you may not think so.
Thank you, Greg. How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm bricked up. There's a lot going on in the news world and sports world. Just a lot going on in general. Of course, we got the Super Bowl coming up. We'll talk with that in a little bit. And I know that Sean and Bill, you guys won't necessarily jump on this bandwagon. But Cory, what were your thoughts on the Royal Rumble over the weekend?
Well, underwhelming, I think.
Who won?
Underwhelming.
Yeah.
Jey Uso won the men's, and Charlotte Flair, daughter of Ric Flair, won the women's. Which that was a return. I don't know how long she's been gone. A couple
Does
years.
she do the woo thing too?
Yeah,
She
it's
does.
very, very cringy, dude. It's very cringy. It's bad.
Well, especially because she's had about 17 plastic surgeries to the face, so she looks nothing like she used to.
she is a.
Also, I would like to say I hated the fact that she won the women's rumble. Whoever told her it was a good idea to wear the outfit that she wore out there is got to be absolutely insane. She was wearing what amounted, it looked like almost like a double thong, like it was a thong and then another thong on top of it. But because Charlotte doesn't have the backside to really fill a thong, what it looked like is that she dropped a deuce and one of the thongs was just weighed down heavy the whole match. It just looked. I'm like, who told you that was a good idea to wear? Put some
She's
pants.
got no
on.
ass.
Like, yeah, it's bad.
No, she's she's a masculine woman.
Yeah, she's towers. She's
Yeah,
But,
she beat the crap out of me.
here's the deal. I'm cool. I'm all right with Jey Uso winning the men's. I think it was different than what everybody expected. I thought the ladder match between Rhodes and Owens was awesome. Everything else on it was very underwhelming for what is considered to be not only their kickoff to the year event, but
Big Four.
their prelude to WrestleMania, and yes, one of the big four pay-per-views of the year. Yeah, underwhelming.
Not to go even further, but like I'm just so confused as to where they're going with everything now, because I felt like there were like unfinished storylines, and now it looks like they just shifted in a different direction, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We're supposed to get
there's a lot of different possibilities out there.
yeah.
So we will see.
You guys ever want to do your own little WrestleMania or WWE segment minisode? By all means,
Don't ask you and
Do
just
it.
do it.
do it. Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm down for it.
I don't need to be there for that. I'll totally sit it out.
no, I'll tell you that we're going to talk about something like golf and have you on, and then we'll just start talking about wrestling.
But I know that's not going to be true.
I will not only, I'll one up you on that. I will not only do that anytime, but I will also do that in costume and in character.
Oh yeah, well I'll do it naked. How about that?
Perfect.
That might get us the views and the likes we've been looking for, as a matter of fact. But let's real quick, Bill. Good evening, sir.
Are we
How
going
are
to cover
you? What's going on?
the lead here, or Luka, or is that coming later?
That came in another podcast, Bill.
Well, we covered the trade. We discussed the trade, but
We did another podcast.
Greg and I got on last night for about 20 minutes and broke it
shot
down
shit.
and just
Damn. Well,
That came
uploaded
late.
it. It was late. It was like after 9 p.m. It was a last
Appreciate
minute
it.
thing. You know what?
Let's have
anyways,
it.
on the
Let's
things I
have
was
it.
invited to.
Yeah. Wow.
So, let me think. There goes that one. I bet you guys didn't cover the De'Aaron Fox trade, though.
Actually, we
A little
did.
bit. It was.
because
you two sit this
wasn't.
one
It
out.
wasn't final.
it was
wasn't
breaking right as we
finalized.
were doing it.
Fuck you guys. All right. So, well, there goes my whole thing. I'm good. Oh, wait. All right. I'll actually tell a funny story. Here we go. All right. So today I booked my monthly massage. So I go to the massage, and I always say, let me get the strongest person here. No matter what, I want the strongest person that's not a man. So let me get the strongest woman here, because I'll never let a dude
And it
give me a
was Ric
massage.
Flair's daughter. Oh,
It was not, but I would let her give me a massage. I looked her up. She looks jacked.
Yeah.
So this little chick comes to give me a massage, right? And I'm getting a massage, and she is strong as hell, like finger, thumb, like right in the shoulder, like hitting all the muscles. Like she really was talking shit. She was like, yeah, I'm strong, blah, blah, blah. and she reaches over to like get to the other side to dig her finger, and she just lets one rip, dude.
Oh,
Like real loud, right? Which is straight, right? That's like, all right, you know what
It
I mean?
happens.
Like I'm face down and you're
It happens.
farting in my vicinity in a 4x4 room. And so by the third fart, because she farted 3 times in the room as she was reaching over, like I just want to stop the story right there and ask you guys individually what you would do in that situation.
Oh man.
You're in a very small room. You're talking table, door, that's it.
I, I don't know if I would say anything. I don't know, dude. That's,
You
I'd be
just
too
ignore it?
embarrassed. I'd be sitting
not
in
say a
embarrassed.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I would just deal with it.
Greg, are you awake?
I mean, there's only one right thing to do in that situation. That's put her ass right through that fucking table. Right?
Well, that's what I did. Now I got charged with offending.
Yeah, man, woman, like all bets are off. You fart in my face, dude, and I gotta pay you to do that.
I
Dude,
literally,
I'm good.
face down. I didn't know what else to do. I started laughing. I was just like, what the fuck?
Did she acknowledge it? Was she like, oh
started
my God,
laughing? And she's
I'm
like,
so sorry.
Yeah. It's
Oh
like, I'm
my
sorry.
God.
Well, yeah, it was
too much protein.
It was quite awkward. It was quite awkward.
Mhm.
And then you get rung up at the end, and you're like face to face. Fart. It's like,
they
you
ask
want
for
a
a
water,
tip?
and I'm just like,
Did they ask for a
no.
tip though?
I was gonna say, what was that on the itemized bill? Like stinky ending or what?
She gave me the stinky ending. She gave me the stinking middling, like
Yeah,
the
there you
middle. Like, thanks
That's
a lot,
hilarious.
lady.
Whew.
Yeah, but God
Man.
bless her. She was trying her best. She was trying so hard, she was letting him rip. So I did think about that factor. She was putting her heart and
Yeah,
her
I mean,
soul into it.
Kind of what you asked for.
So,
She probably like the first one let, and she probably like in her head was like, oh fuck, I can't, I gotta hold those in, can't do that again. And then it happened like a second.
they were so unintentional because like every time she was like reaching, you know what I mean, and like really.
Yeah.
And she was trying to cough after. She was trying to do the fart cough. And I just,
Ooh,
like,
nice.
cover up. Yeah,
But it
nah.
was like 3 seconds later. She's like, let one rip, and then she goes, and I'm just like,
Well,
you can like
that's to fuck with your mind to make you think the first thing was a cough.
because the cough
That doesn't-
cover up is reserved for places like the airport
Bigger.
or somewhere where there's some more ambient noise going on, not in a tiny little room where
Dude,
you're
I
one
can-
of only 2 people. Because we
from
know
the
it's
texture, I could tell you one was from her ass and one was from her mouth. Like the layer of the sound. Like I'm like, that was from her ass. That was from. Anyway, yeah, it was interesting. It was a good massage, though. If anyone wants the reference, maybe some people are.
Yeah,
into that.
send me that number.
Corey,
I'm sure
I
some
got
people
you.
are.
Yeah, I got you. A little fart showing, a little fuming.
When I was at the retirement home working in the restaurant and I was managing, and I'd be having like a pissy day, I would just like walk through the dining room and crop dust the shit out of it, weave in and out of tables.
Elderly people,
Dude, just
Sean?
weave in and out of tables and just like, and then go off into the back and just.
All right,
like,
Corey,
you never
Greg,
know.
how do we
yeah.
determine Sean to make amends for that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you? Did you make
Yeah.
amends?
Hey,
I never did.
Hey Herbert, I'm sorry that one time your tapioca pudding tasted a little sour. It wasn't.
I
the
just
pudding,
fucking
I
go right
promise.
through. Boom, boom, boom. I haven't. God
on
hasn't
there.
put that on my heart yet to make amends. So
Oh well,
Uh,
there's a reason it came
You're
up.
getting there. Keep coming back.
yeah. Oh man, that's good stuff, Bill. Can you I would say, can you
I
shout
won't
out?
just- no, because they were trying their best.
No, I know. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
If anyone does like a good crop dusting, I'll give you the reference. It was a
That's
good
good, okay.
massage. Maybe on a better day, it would been a great massage. But yeah, the facts are the facts. I mean, I don't know. She
Very
was
good.
proud. She was a good woman. She didn't care.
Let's take a quick moment. I know it's like changing gears for a second, but we've done it with any other kind of tragedy or any other thing that's been going on our podcast. Let's give a quick shout out to all the people that have been hurt or lost their lives from those 2 plane crashes. Man, that's wild stuff. One of our mutual friends, his brother is a captain in the Maryland Fire Department, whatever county right there, and he was like first on scene with his battalion, and he said that some of the stuff that he saw was like
Yeah.
unbelievably horrific. Just like like just indescribable stuff. So let's that's a wild one, man. Let's just have a moment of thought for the friends, the people that have lost their lives and got hurt, and the families and stuff. Way to bring it down. I know, Sean, right?
Yeah.
What in the-
I meant to do that off the top, and I apologize. So
Yeah, we'd rather talk about farts after this.
And before we get into our topic, I mean, speaking of amends, like this whole Super Bowl thing, I mean, this is retribution for all the fucking side mirrors I jumped on and people's fucking putting shit in people's gas tanks and all that shit that I never made amends for. This is what this is. The Eagles and the Chiefs with Kendrick Lamar at halftime. I'm boycotting the game. I'm not watching it. I just want to let you
you're
guys
watching
know.
You're missing out, dude.
I'm not missing anything. I'm not going to miss a damn thing.
Can I-
It's gonna be a shootout.
can I ask? Hold on for a second. I want I sometimes I can't tell if it's a bit with you or not. Why not? Why wouldn't you watch the game? I hate the Chiefs too.
Because it's going to be Taylor Swift, Kelsey commercials. I don't like Pat Mahomes. I don't want to see him win his third Super Bowl, which he will. It's going to be grouchy Eagle fans. It's just, there's nothing appealing to this game to me.
I mean, there's still going to be a game that's probably going to be pretty good though.
Most of
mean-
the time on the screen as well.
I just
No?
don't want to see it.
I mean, listen, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I just was
I don't
just
know.
wondering.
I don't know. I'm just not into it.
Kendrick Lamar won a bunch of awards last night at the Grammys.
It's absurd
Yeah,
how this
douchebag.
dude wins.
Is he
Song
not?
of
Is
the
he
Year.
not that good?
It's
Like,
it's one of the no
terrible,
it-
dude.
Really?
in Bill's opinion, he's not. I don't listen to a lot of the new rap because I think it's garbage, and he's one of the guys I absolutely will listen to. I think he's
Sean, he won Song of the Year for a diss song. A diss song
A-
to
one- a
Drake.
great
Hold on, Greg.
diss song.
No, a diss song to another industry dude. This isn't even real beef. You got people in Chirac shooting each other
I
over
mean,
beans.
I would call
mean,
it real
these dudes
beef.
are
He called the guy a pedophile, and then like in 3 different records, and went
Oh,
off
dude.
on it. You know what I'm saying? I would
Drake is
call
from
that beef.
Disney Channel. Like
Can I-
I don't. You can't take these guys serious.
Can I just say this since we mentioned the Grammys? This isn't a Cory bit here either. I'm literally astounded that Taylor Swift had probably the biggest year of her career and walked out of there without a single Grammy. I know she has 14 of them, but she released
Doesn't
a
matter.
monster of an album. And fucking Cowboy Carter got album of the year.
we could talk about that because I've never heard any of it, but I
What's
hear
that?
it's terrible.
Beyonce's country album,
Well,
bro.
they
Here it's-
ride her.
this is-
They ride her, dude. They love
Yeah.
her.
Oh,
Like,
it's
they
so
love her.
ridiculous.
But no, that's the thing. Isn't that the thing that she's never won one until last night?
I
Wasn't
guess
that like the big thing?
probably a reason
Oh,
for that.
she's won a Grammy before.
Well, but then maybe it was like no, I don't know.
Beyonce?
Dude. Somebody look that up real quick. Fact check that because my wife was saying that that's one of the reasons she
Who
won is because
cares?
it was kind of
Like,
like
she
Leonardo
shouldn't have
DiCaprio,
because-
how he kept getting nominated and never won an Oscar.
So it's a participation Grammy? Is
No,
that what
no,
we're saying?
I don't. I agree with you. I think it's
yeah,
terrible.
dude,
Terrible.
she's won a bet. Now that might be her.
She never
first
won album of the year.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe that's
Oh,
what it was.
won a
boo-hoo.
bunch of Grammys. Though.
Which is the biggest? I guess the biggest one they give out. I guess right? Is that the idea?
well, not only she won, she
Yeah.
won album of the year and she won country album of the year. And
Dude,
it's just,
Terrible,
and their
dude.
idea
you
of
can't take
country,
any of that seriously,
bro.
Terrible.
Their idea of country anyway is so freaking skewed. It's not even, dude. That song by Shabuzi or whatever is not a country song. It's a freaking remix
Well,
of
here's the
Tipsy.
deal. The Grammys can be summed up like this.
I
right?
actually kind of liked that song.
No,
the
it's a good
Grammy
song, but
is
it's not a country
country,
song.
though.
Yeah.
the Grammys every year is basically like that year's version of, and I'm going to date myself with this. Now that's what I call music volume 2025.
Nice.
Right?
I used to
It's
love
just-
those albums,
It's
dude.
just that, you know what I'm saying?
Boy, do you
It's
even
the
remember those?
most commercial
I do.
bullshit out there, you know? So whatever.
Barely.
We love watching all the award shows. It's like we make it our thing. Like we'll sit down and watch it. We like to make fun of everybody and like some
This
of
is
them.
why I don't watch them.
It's just fun. I don't know. I'd like to make fun of because you get some good performances. Like there were some what's his name? I didn't even know who it was, but Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga did a cover of California
yeah.
Dreamin'.
That was good. Yep.
It was great. I was like, wow, they're really good. Who is that? And Catherine's like, that's fucking Lady Gaga. And I was like, oh, okay. And then the Coldplay guy was on. I was like, wow, he's really good too. And she's like, yeah, that's a guy from Coldplay. I was like, oh, no wonder.
Yeah.
It was
I
fun.
can't believe you guys watch that stuff.
I like it. I think it's fun. I mean, there's obviously some cringy stuff, and you definitely get you definitely get some political views on there big time. But we like to watch it. That Charlie XCX girl, she's wild, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely raunchy. Like, I can't believe that's even allowed on television. Some of that stuff.
Oh, it's always pushing.
But I
me
feel
out
like
a
by
little.
watching that, I'm like supporting more motion in that fucking disgusting realm.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's all a personal preference.
Yeah.
But whatever. I don't know. I didn't mean.
There was
to get
also
it.
some great stuff, like Alicia Keys got the whatever award. Dude, that's my girl.
What,
Dude.
like the Legend Award or
She's
whatever?
an unbelievable person and artist, and
Absolutely.
like, so there's a lot. So I guess you could say you're supporting both, but I hear what you're saying, Bill. I do.
Yeah.
We like it though. It's fun.
I
It's
can get on
entertainment.
board with Alicia Keys winning. You know, she's good people.
It's entertainment. I didn't know she was married to that dude.
Swiss Beats.
Swiss Beats. Is he good? Is he any good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He did all of DMX's
way
stuff,
old
like a whole
school,
bunch
yeah.
of dude.
Oh, is he just like a producer mostly?
And a lot of like Rock Nation stuff. Back
Nice.
in the day.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't win any either. So.
Well, Cory, you wouldn't even play for us at your daughter's birthday party yesterday. So I specifically asked you, go get that guitar and play us a tune, Piano Man. And you were like, F you guys.
It was just sitting here on a stand too. I forgot I had it out.
Let's go through that real quick. How was your daughter's birthday? I mean, I was there. I know how it was. But how was it from your perspective, Cory? By the way, guys, Cory, he almost got into a fight with his neighbor. We were ready to back him up. Carm, Fiscus. We were ready to throw it down with Cory.
Well, the funny thing about that, Sean, is
he handled himself.
I didn't want to make a scene in front of everybody, and I want people to believe I'm like this spiritual giant. But I whispered to the guy, I said, "If you don't get off my lawn right now, I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Tell the listeners what happened.
No, how am I not just now hearing about this? That's crazy. But okay,
It wasn't. It was
wasn't
literally
a big
nothing.
deal.
No.
He
We
knocked
thought
on
it
my-
was though.
Yeah, no big deal. So I had a line of cars on the street. You know what I mean? And it went around. You haven't seen my new street, but it goes around this bend, and the bend is like a hard bend, right? Good 90 degrees. He came over and asked if we could move some of those cars like off of his part of the lawn there, like on the grass, like where the street meets the grass. And he was like, "Listen, man," he's like, "Honestly, I would never care. Like, I know you're having a kid's birthday party, and you know it's a pain in the ass, but." He's like, a couple years ago, I had a drunk driver came by and smoked 2 cars that was on my property, and he's like, I got sued for it. And I was like,
He's
well, that's
full
wild.
of shit.
He might be full of shit, but anyway, he
Public
asked,
right away. It's not even his land. Like, what the fuck is he talking about?
well, it was on the grass.
It's a right away. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
I mean, no.
Well, I'm gonna
Anyway.
get Bill Luka Esquire to represent.
Yeah,
me
I wish I
next
was
time.
there. I would have put this dude in his.
No, he was
I got-
super nice about it. So even if he was bullshitting, I don't care. We just moved some cars up and shit. But
I got sued. Well, I want to go out to this guy. I want to investigate this. I'm gonna do a fucking Chris Hansen story on him.
you should do it. Other than that,
would you like to have a seat?
You recant your statement.
I had a goodie bag made up for Bill DeLuca. He just never came
Oh
by.
yeah, we were wondering where you were, Billy.
Yeah, it was
Damn.
like we hit a.
I never. Well, I should have said. I guess I wasn't coming.
You're good.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
Well, hey, we're even now because you motherfuckers are running podcasts without me. So
I
feel
didn't.
good.
I wasn't there, Bill.
You're
I'm
part
with
of it.
you,
You're
bro.
guilty by
There
association.
was no running of anything.
Well, hey, you know what?
Sean literally texted me at like 8:30 on a
God.
Sunday night. Was like, hey, you want to get on and bullshit about this trade real quick?
Yeah, if that was
guess
me,
my
you'd have been
phone
like,
wasn't
"Fuck
working.
you, I'm
It's not
going
like
to
I
bed."
know
No,
anything
you know,
about NBA
you know
or
what?
anything.
Hey, you guys are right. I should have at least put it in the group chat. I honestly didn't want to bother you guys. I knew Bill. I knew it was late for you.
No.
Cory, you don't even like basketball, so I didn't want to like
you set
bother
the
getting
precedent.
you guys on. But
I'll make a mea culpa to Gabby and Cory and Lucy that I'm sorry I didn't come to the party or RSVP. I'm a real dick.
Lucy's.
it's all right. We didn't go help
Don't
him
listen to
move either,
this,
Bill.
Lucy.
Yeah,
We didn't help
no.
him move either, Bill. I'm guilty with that one.
it's all good. No, it was good. It was a good birthday party.
It was good. Dude, what a bigger house. What a big difference that makes having all that room,
Oh
too.
my god.
Really and truly, like,
Yeah,
because that other house is small, you know?
Oh, it was tiny.
it
Yeah, you've
was,
been outgrown that one.
Yeah.
yeah. That's what. Yeah,
When,
it was
when you
really-
guys would have, and I've always enjoyed your gatherings, but anytime there would be more than 6
Everybody
people
snuggled up on the
in corners.
couch.
It would just be like, okay, we got to move from living room to couch, and then like when you guys first had that living room and didn't have the AC situation figured out in that living room, it was like
Oh yeah,
being in
yeah.
Homer Simpson's armpit, dude. It was
Yeah.
rough.
How
in
many?
there.
We know
Sean,
some
how many?
smelly dudes.
How many
It was
people do you
bad.
think were there yesterday? There was like 18 kids.
I would say.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, there was Lucy was a popular little gal. I would say 18 kids, probably 25 to 30 adults at maybe not at the in all the same time, you know what I mean? But
So Greg, with that, it's like it's still really comfortable.
plenty of room. Dude, like plenty of room. It was awesome.
Here's something I actually I need to take a poll of you gentlemen, all three of you being fathers. And I'm just gonna this is a generalized thing. How do you guys feel about the scheduling of children's birthday parties on holiday weekends?
Try to avoid that.
Yeah.
You gotta try to avoid that,
Well,
right? Like,
yeah.
that's like
This reminds me
that's a
of-
bad call, huh?
When Cory was
Yeah.
scheduling stuff during NFL football games back in the
Well,
day,
yeah.
he has now outgrown that.
We literally
That
talked
shit
about
used to
that.
drive me
Did we-
fucking
Like,
nuts.
did
Bro,
I
can't
do that?
Fucking do that.
Yes.
Well, we talked about that
Remembers.
because when Lucy was born, they still only had 16 games in the NFL season, so the Super Bowl was
so
this
Super
weekend.
Bowl weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
So thank goodness.
Did I schedule?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever scheduled it on the Super Bowl though. I think I would do the day before.
I don't know, maybe not. Well, normally it's on a Saturday anyway. It's not normally on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I forget. It definitely happened once though, and I was like, damn it, I can't.
I don't mind the weekend, but it's like if 4th of July falls on a Saturday, you definitely don't have it on
Right,
Saturday. You know what I
right.
mean?
That's what I'm
And
saying.
yeah, you try to probably avoid the weekend in general, but
or like certain date night holidays that you probably want to stay away from, especially if like Valentine's falls on a Friday.
Yeah.
Not everybody, the working man might not be able to go out and take his lady out on a Friday
So they're
night,
going
or
out
maybe
on a
there's not enough-
Saturday.
So maybe Saturday, and so it's like it's one of those things.
I mean-
I just I wondered what you guys all thought about
Great.
that.
I'm not
Grace's
opposed
birthday-
to that weekend, I guess,
Yeah.
right? But
Well,
like,
I would
is that what
say
you mean?
What if the child's birthday is not on that weekend? And
Oh, that's just-
and as
yeah,
a matter
you're
of
getting
fact,
wild.
it's 2 weeks prior to that weekend. But that
no.
was
You
the
get
weekend that was
the
scheduled.
weekend before. If it like, let's say it's on a Wednesday, you get the weekend before or the weekend after. That's
Yeah,
it. Unless
that's
unless you get like extenuating circumstances and approved by a
Like
Congress.
there better
you don't-
be, like an apology on the invite. Like, sorry, we realize it's this day, but
Yeah.
please
we were
come.
out of town or
No
whatever. yeah.
pressure, but
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, Grace's birthday is on July 1st, so 4th of July is obviously always around there. But we've done it the last day or two of June on the weekend prior before, or like the
Right.
7th. You know what I mean? Like the following weekend. You know what I mean?
You guys have 2 birthdays back to back.
Well, here's the thing
Pretty
about that,
much, right?
Greg. What I'm
July, yeah.
What I'm thinking too is if you are like a ancillary piece of the birthday ecosystem of that person, let's say a kid, like you're somebody that's expected to be there, the proper thing to do is to check those channels before scheduling the party. Like, hey,
Right.
are you guys good with this day? We're thinking about this day. That's really how you solve that. Now, anyone outside of that loop, like if you come, no pressure, but if I'm expected to
Right.
be there, I would hope you would check with me first.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and,
What,
and if it's a kid's party, it's like you
Yeah.
as the parents, you have to go in conjunction. You can't just, hey, watch my kid for however many hours, have fun.
Yeah.
Though, but you know
Actually,
what?
this
Though
works out perfect. I had plans. So.
that brings up a good point because depending on who it is, like if Bill wanted to drop Avia off and he had to go, totally fine. Vice versa with Cory. It depends on who it is. I just had
Right.
Sophia just had a birthday party for one of her classmates, 3rd grade kid, this little boy that lives around the corner. And like, we know the family, she's been, and when they sent out the invite, I texted the mom and I was like, hey, like, Sophia would love to come, but like I'm gonna have my youngest with me as well. Are there gonna be other kids there younger, or is it okay if I bring her? Like I'll
Right.
totally stay with her. And she fired back. She's like, yeah, totally fine. Drop them off if you want. You don't even need to stay. They'll just come back in a couple hours. And I was like, wow, like that's really cool of you. I'm not going to do that because
Right.
Grace can be very interesting sometimes. But like, I saw that going bad like 5 different ways. But I was like, that's pretty cool of you. I don't know if I would do that for the majority of people. You know what I mean?
No.
It's like obviously certain few friends, like hell, Sophia technically did that at Avia's birthday party. My mom dropped him off and then left for a couple hours and
Yeah.
you know,
That's reserved for
right.
close
it
friends.
depends on who it is. Like that's a real thing too. It depends on who it is.
Yeah.
know?
We've covered a lot of ground.
Especially if they're shitty kids, you know what I mean? I don't want them without
Yeah,
their parents there.
exactly.
Rude.
Case by case basis.
You know who you are, parents that are listening. You know if your kids are shitty. We love them. We want them at the party, but don't you dare drop them off and run.
Well, they're probably shitty too, Sean.
Don't you dare drop them off and run.
You know what though? At all our parties, I don't really recall any like super shitty kids.
No,
Like,
I know. There's some dude. One year at one
got
of
a
my
list.
kids, Michael, our buddy Michael,
oh yeah.
his Lucia, whatever the hell her name is, was.
Lucia, bro.
Whatever.
No, he calls her Lucia, doesn't she?
She's Lucia.
I guarantee you, I've heard somebody. It's either you and your wife or somebody else.
Probably
Lucia.
Michael.
Our girl is Lucia.
Oh.
Lucia, Italian.
My apologies. Anyways,
He's a couple doors down. I'll go get him real quick.
yeah, Lucia. Let's have him on a guess. Lucia was raising hell one year. Wouldn't stop crying. I mean, just like that top of and of course Michael's just
All right, this is like go home if you're
standing there.
freaking
Yeah,
kid
that's
is
kind of what I
freaking out
wanted
of-
to say.
go home.
Take,
like,
take her to the side. Like
we're
pull
trying to
her
have fun. Like
Yeah. But no, most of our friends are all pretty.
I have the same philosophy on an airplane too. Like just jump the fuck out of the fucking door. Like get off this plane, please.
Little yeah.
Dude, my mom was.
Yeah,
my
too
mom was.
soon, Bill. Come on,
Oh, shit.
man. Good
Not-
Lord.
What do you say?
We need Janine to
Jump out of the
editing.
plane.
Need to-
Yeah.
My mom was
No
telling me
airline
that
does.
with the DC flight that like that particular air traffic control, they have a bunch of DEI movement or whatever they're doing, and they were like almost like 12 people short, 12 staff members short of what they're supposed to have at any given time. She said something like they're supposed to have 30 and there was only like 19 or 18 in the flight control center, and like I don't know, man. That's a problem.
I'm going to be very interested to
a
see
problem.
what happens with both of those investigations in the months to come. I try to I try to keep when anything like this first happens, of course, and certainly the way that we are nowadays, everybody wants to know why right now,
Right
what
away.
happened. Yeah. This stuff takes time, man. They got to go through the black box. They got to go through all that wreckage, half of which is underwater.
Somebody's head is getting put on a pike, though, for sure. No pun intended.
Let me ask a question. I understand the first one. The second one, and I don't want to sound, I'll say controversial shit. But like, wasn't it like just 2 people?
No, there was 6 people on board, and then 1 person got killed.
What was the size of the plane though?
It was a small plane. It was a medical plane.
It was a pediatric.
Girl,
it was a kid.
yeah, the
That's
little
problem,
girl
too.
that
That's
was on that
that's
plane
the
got-
Philly
she
flight
got-
you're
yeah,
talking about.
Correct.
Okay.
So she got flown from Mexico to
No, they were.
Philadelphia.
I think they were going to Mexico City. I thought. No.
Temporarily, they were controversial.
She came here to get the surgery that she
Oh,
needed.
okay.
Like what
in
happened? Like
Philadelphia.
why did they crash?
I think they
haven't
don't know
released
yet,
it
but
really yet.
but there was speculation that like the oxygen tanks on board because it was a medical plane, like something to do with that possibly. But that could also be just somebody saying that because it sounds way better than
Well,
like
dude,
somebody fucked up.
speaking of oxygen tanks, did you guys see the video of the old man getting hit with because that when that one crashed.
I'm not laughing.
When that crashed. No, it is.
The old man
It
getting
is
hit
kind of
with
funny.
Sean's
You're just
fart
walking on
in
the street and it just fucking boom.
No, even crazier. So like when that crashed, it was like in a strip mall right there in Philly, and
Fuck.
it shows like this, typical like just probably horrible food kind of diner restaurant place. I say that not knowing what
Okay,
kind of
though.
restaurant it is. It could be an excellent restaurant. I don't know, but it's of course full of old people. And they have like closed circuit TV.
Oh,
When the
yeah.
plane crashed, I guess one of the oxygen tanks on board, one of the valves from the top of the oxygen shot off like a bullet, came right through the window of this restaurant and hit this old man directly in his head. And seriously, I mean, he was bloody and it knocked him out cold. The only thing that saved him was he was wearing a ball cap. He was a veteran. It was a Vietnam veteran's hat, and it blasted him,
Wow.
and the hat kind of cushioned the.
Can
the
I just
thing,
say?
The hell of a
but
hat.
wild.
Can I
Wild.
just say, like, as I saw the same video, and as wild as that was, this is how fucked up the news media is, because the headline that I saw was "Man nearly decapitated" from
Yeah,
blah 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 blah, and I'm
that's
like, and then I watched the video, and I'm like, okay, so he got a bump on his noggin.
Hold on. Was that on your
Well,
phone?
no, he was bleeding. He was bleeding.
What do you mean?
Bro.
Was that on
was-
your phone? You saw that headline on your phone, and you like, oh, let me click on it and see what this
No,
was about.
I was scrolling on Facebook.
Okay, but still,
It was
like,
it was a
that's the
national
point.
news.
That's the point,
outlet.
though. They want you to click on it, and you did
Yeah.
that, so they win.
Yeah, they're morons.
They
But
won.
I will be curious to see what happened, and unfortunately, you know, those little planes, man. That's where at least in the United States, most of the airline fatalities are in these smaller planes.
100%.
Thank God. Well, not that's probably bad to say, but I fly on big planes, so you know what I mean, like big airliners. So that's what
Yeah.
Hey,
brings me a
that's how
little
John
comfort.
Denver died, boys. Small airplane.
Yeah, well,
What
he was
about Leonard
coked out.
Skinner, Sean?
and flying
Jim
the plane
Croce.
himself.
Yep. Skinner. Yep. Jim
Yep.
Croce. Same
I'm
thing.
gonna hit you guys with the Dumb and Dumber line. You're
Listen.
statistically more likely to die on the drive to the airport than on the flight.
Listen, can I say, actually, it's completely in line with this stuff, and then we should probably move on to something more structured. But today, February 3rd, other than Lucy's birthday, actual birthday, is the day the music died. When
Oh,
the
Buddy
plane
Holly,
crash, yeah, plane
Okay.
crash killed Buddy Holly, Richie,
the Big Bopper,
yeah, and
the
Richie.
Big Bopper, and Richie
Oh.
Valens.
that's what I think.
R.I.P. to all of them.
And
Yeah.
real quick though, are we getting like, I'm not being funny here, but like, are we getting a little carried away with the plane thing? Because there were 1,277 U.S. registered civilian aircraft wrecks in 2022. So to me, it seems like a political climate thing here.
Those
going
are
on.
civilian. Those are civilian aircraft, though.
So what's the
Not-
difference? Because it was a
Not
medical thing?
passenger jets. Not.
Right.
30 commercial aviation accidents worldwide in 2023.
Well,
Right.
but correct. You hear about this stuff happening, like plane crashes all the time
Almost
outside
never
of
in
the
the
United
US,
States, because either their planes aren't manufactured, they don't have the right the kind of NTSB in place that
it's
we
the
do.
shock of it. Yeah. And it was
Yeah.
on video. And yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
And it's so close to the White
Yeah.
House. You know what I mean?
I'm
It's
just
in
trying to
that
understand.
neck of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
woods.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like the Yellow Jackets TV show.
Well,
Guys seen that yet?
That's a great TV show.
Really good.
A phenomenal TV show.
Really, really good. All right, so let's see, real quick. We're gonna, before we get into our recovery segment and all that good stuff, the Super Bowl is this Sunday. We will have plenty of post-analysis Super Bowl stuff next week. You know, we'll record the day after
Greg
the
and
Super Bowl.
Sean will do it at like 9:30 at night.
Correct.
Fair enough. That's
Yeah, are
fair.
you guys gonna
That's-
have like
that's
an
fair.
offshoot Super Bowl thing that?
Yeah, we'll
gonna-
find out. We got to tune in. Cor.
No. Come
Dude, it came up on my phone. Trudge Report premiering this thing, and I'm like, "What the fuck is he doing?"
Hey, that's all fair. That's all
Wow.
fair. That's on us.
Wow.
Um,
Now
So let's go
featuring
real
Greg
quick.
and Sean.
what do you say?
Now featuring Greg and Sean. We're cut off Mount Rushmore.
yeah, right. Yeah,
No,
we're not on.
Football's y'all's specialty. Let's real quick. We're gonna have we talked about it plenty last week. We're gonna have plenty post analysis. So we're not gonna spend much time on it now. Let's go around at 2 minutes each. Quick words on the Super Bowl upcoming. Quick words on the halftime show. 2 minutes each, and then let's make a prediction and a pick and a prediction for score. Let's go. Let's go. Bill first.
30-24 Chiefs. Hopefully Kendrick tears his ACL at half, and I won't watch any of it. Pass.
Bill cedes the rest of his time to Greg. Go ahead, Greg.
All right, man. I think that
Love
I think the mojo is just too strong going for the Chiefs, going for the three-peat. I get to see either Kareem Hunt or Saquon Barkley get a ring. That's really all I give a shit about. I
Wait,
love the running
is
back
Kareem
position.
Kareem Hunt's a
Kareem Hunt?
woman beater, Greg.
Yeah,
Come
isn't he
on
like
with
a
this
bad
shit.
dude?
He's a hometown
He's a
native.
fucking thug.
He's a
from
hometown
Cleveland?
native.
And
And
he beats women. I mean, do you ever see him field goal kick that lady's head?
hey, he made his amends for that. He did his time. He took care of it.
Did he go
Listen,
to jail?
People
Listen,
can change.
the three of you and myself included have had checkered pasts as
He's
well.
probably
so-
at a strip club with Pac-Man Jones right
Hey,
now. Dude.
maybe, but you know what? His ass going to be running through New Orleans on Sunday. All right, so
All right.
what do they say? Hide your kids, hide your wife. All right, but
Yeah,
either
your
way,
wife, for sure.
either way, I get to see one or two great running backs that I love, get a ring. So I know that's a bland statement, but I think the Chiefs are going to win it.
Oh my god.
I think it's going to be higher scoring than that, even though that's a pretty decently high score for a Super Bowl. But the Eagles have been piling on the points, man. Kansas City's defense is definitely the best defense they've gone up against in weeks, months, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's going to be higher scoring. I think that we can, if you're a betting man, I think you can definitely count on Saquon taking one to the house. I think you can count on both quarterbacks to throw 2+ touchdowns, and I think I think it's going to be something, I don't know, 38-35, something like that. I think it comes down to a field goal type game.
All right.
Jalen will rush one in too.
All right. Corey, you know what? Hold on. I'll give you the last word on this. Eagles 23-20.
Ooh.
Eagles. They're going to get a safety. I can feel it. They're going to sack him in the end zone. 23-20. Saquon he's not going to eat all night. They're going to stop him for the most part, but he's going to break through with a couple big ones, at least one touchdown, but I think it's going to be a dogfight. 23-20 Eagles. I can't stand Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to see. I like the allure of trying to attain the three-peat. I don't really know if I actually want it to be done, right? I like it to be out there and like the thing that a team will be chasing. You know what I mean? So Eagles all the way. Biggest Eagles fan there is this weekend. That'll be over as soon as the game's over on Sunday, and I'll go back to hating them. But Eagles 23-20. Now it's your turn, Corey.
It's a long pause.
Chiefs by no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No, we're gonna beat the absolute brakes off of them. That's gonna be the funny thing. It's gonna be such a damn upset that, or because not really an upset, because America's gonna be happy, even though I don't even want their damn support, because you guys talk a bunch of shit all year long, and now you're behind Philly because it's the Chiefs. No,
Yeah.
get out of here. Go cry with your miserable fucking loser teams, and we'll go take care of the Chiefs, and Philadelphia will rejoice along with South Jersey.
See, that's why people don't like you in your city.
I
That's
don't
it
get
right there. That's it.
I thought about it earlier, and I'm going to own the hell out of it. There is no changing your guys' minds. I thought about all the stuff. I have all the statistics. I'm like, this is why you guys should not hate Philly so bad. I have all the statistics
No,
about other
we can
cities.
still hate Philly.
No,
They're just the
no.
only two teams left.
Watch, you know what? Talk about basketball then. Whatever. Anyway, here's the facts though.
Good one. Fair.
Here's the facts. I'm not very smart when it comes to this stuff. All I'm saying is,
But you're passionate.
no, Saquon
That
is
was
going to
an
have
elite
another.
jab, though.
Saquon is going to have another 100-yard game. Yeah, I just said
Yeah,
it against that defense. Yeah, I mean that's his average game these days, right? Like just 100 yards. That's easy to obtain. He might go 150. I don't know. Whatever. He's going to have a good game even against that defense. You're right though, Greg. It probably is the best defense maybe that we've faced all year. I can't think of like any week that everybody was talking about like this defense we were going up
No, it
against,
is.
really.
It is for sure.
Chris
I think-
Jones is a monster.
Yeah, Chris Jones. Yeah,
All
he's
right.
a problem. But Jalen Carter's a monster.
Jalen Carter is a monster.
Yeah.
And I think that we can and I didn't mention it last week, and I don't know if it's official yet, but I know that they were practicing
He's
Brandon
back.
Graham. He's back.
Oh yeah, he's back. He'll be back.
That's gonna be sick. I mean, I guess who knows? Really, he's been out in action for a while, but it's still nice to have him. God, what else? I don't know. I just think we're gonna ball out a little bit. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be a blowout or anything, but we're gonna dice them up more than I think anybody thinks. I think it's gonna be an upset. Listen, if the NFL is scripted, they did not put the Eagles in the Super Bowl to lose. They just didn't. It would have been another team. You know, you got to think wrestling psychology here. The Eagles will upset the Chiefs. The three-peat will be stopped. Then the Chiefs will come back next year and win. So that's somebody else's problem because the Eagles won't be there next year unless we have Myles Garrett. Who knows?
Is that what that was supposed to be today? I couldn't understand what that was supposed to mean.
Yes.
I know he was saying he's requested a trade, but were you throwing what you did in there because he's coming to Philly?
That's not a thing yet.
No.
But apparently he said
that's what you were saying, right?
He said in 2023 that, you know, maybe I'll play for Philly one day. So now there's like a thing like.
Who was it saying though that you're going to play him twice a year? Well, I didn't get that.
That was a guy on the Giants.
Got it.
Like,
okay.
I have a feeling
that's what I thought.
playing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So okay. Sorry, I went on a whole thing. Score. I don't know. Let's go. I'm gonna go with a similar score to the last time we played them.
Well, you can't do that because you just said they're going to beat their brakes in.
I take that back. I mean, we are. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. Really.
Metaphorically speaking.
Yeah. Beating the Chiefs, beating the brakes off of them, I feel like is like, you know, winning by a field goal. So that's cool.
What's your score?
40. Let's go Dave numbers. 41, 34.
Love it.
How do you even do that math? I don't know.
That's all right. They can get there. You can get there anyway. A couple safeties. Everything's good.
It's fine.
All right. Well, we will definitely have more to come on that next week. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great game. So
you guys are invited over.
I hope the pole greasing community is going to be in full effect for all those Darwin Award winners.
I don't even know what that means.
They're Philadelphia citizens. So
I don't know what a Darwin
A lot
is.
of pole greasers in Philly.
yeah,
on a pole.
like and you know, God rest his soul, but the guy, the dude who fell off the light pole. They won the NFC.
If my joke was too soon, that was definitely too soon.
The dude
right?
climbs up the fucking pole. He falls. He hits his head. He dies like 3 days later of brain damage.
He was like
that's what you
18.
call a Darwin Award winner.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure that's a controversial take, and I'm sorry to his family. It's a terrible thing to happen, but
Yeah.
you know,
He was
play
18.
stupid games, win stupid prizes, my friends.
It's not.
But he won the table light pole chair match.
I know we have.
We got to move on.
We got to move on, but like I'm just saying, all the shit that is always like, oh, only in Philly. That shit happens everywhere. It's only when it happens in Philly that people's like, only in Philly.
Wait,
Well, I don't know if that's
There was
true.
a
when we won
fucking
the
shooting
championship-
last Super Bowl parade, dude.
when we won the championship, the only person that did that
Well,
was
Kansas City's
MGK
bad, too.
here, and we could have lost MGK. We don't care about that. You know, if you fall off a pole and you're MGK, cool, whatever.
That would have been
World
fine.
might be a better place. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. Megan
All
Fox would be
right.
happy.
Well, we will definitely. We're waiting to see what happens, win or lose, with the city of Philadelphia. All right. Transitioning, recovery segment. We're gonna kind of continue on the path we went on last week about group unity. You know, in the collective conscious of the group. So I'll kick it off real quick. So we talked about how important group unity was last week, and how, you know, us as individuals in recovery would surely not make it if we did not have a strong, supportive group that we, you know, stepped foot in initially, and people around us to help us. And we touched on a lot of personal things of just how, you know, maybe that kind of herd mentality, that tribe mentality, like we totally pushed it away in the beginning, but once we stayed sober a little bit and we kind of realized the importance of having that group and having that tribe. So an extension of that this week is the collective conscience of the group, meaning, you know, in recovery, all of us belong to a group of some sort. Some of us multiple groups. Some of us have been members of those groups for a long time. Others, a short time. Life circumstances has changed us. But one of the great things is, you get the members of a group together, and having the group be fully informed on any kind of happenings in the community, within the group, with other members. They call it the informed group conscience, is a vital piece, because if the group isn't informed, they cannot make a decision together in the true spirit of making that decision together. So once they're all informed, once everybody has all the facts, the group can make a decision. And in theory, the way it was taught to me, and I know a lot of us, subscribe to the same thing. When the group has all the information, is informed, and there is an issue on the table, they can make a decision, and that vote or that decision, one way or the other, is said to be the power of God, the higher power, speaking through the members of the group for that decision. Whether 2 or 3 of us maybe totally disagree, but the majority, or in most cases 2/3, and depending on what kind of group it is, sometimes it's a simple majority, sometimes it's 2/3. Some votes require substantial unanimity, which is pretty much everyone. Even though a few people may not fully agree, we can see how whatever the wishes of the group to be the more important thing, and we can kind of rest our ideas and just understand that decision is what's supposed to be happening at that time. And in most groups, the minority opinion, or the people that are the dissenters, are not in agreement with the majority of the group, do get a platform to speak their piece and say what they need to say. And even in a lot of times, those groups will hear that, and some people's minds might be changed, and maybe there needs to be a revote. It's a pretty cool, they call it the democratic evening up process in some of our literature, and not to be confused with any kind of political stuff of today, any side of the political aisle, but democratic in the sense that everyone has a voice, and no one person's voice or ideas or thoughts are more important than any others. That everybody has an equal voice in that group. If you're a member of that group and you get to share that experience, you get to share your thoughts. Obviously, we ask that it's done in a loving and mature way. But that's a pretty cool thing about the recovery community that we all belong to, is for the most part, it's not perfect, but for the most part, that happens with groups, with decisions we make. So that's it for me. Does anybody want to jump in next and take that?